Yeah, Surya Prakash Prabhu, we can
Hare
start.
Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Word jugglery and word crisis. Srila Prabhupada, it is said in the Vedas, Yasmin Vignate Sarvam, Evam Vignatam Bhavati. If one knows the absolute truth, then all other things become known. I am not a PhD, yet I can challenge the scientist. Why? Because I know Krishna, the absolute truth. Yasmin Stitona Dukkhena Guru Gurunapi Vichalyate. If one is situated in Krishna consciousness, then even in the greatest calamities, he will not be disturbed. Bhagavad Gita 6.22. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.22 declares, Aviccheto rataha kavibhir nirupito yad uttama shloke gunanu varnanam. Great personalities have decided that Krishna consciousness is the perfection of life. This kind of knowledge is required. Not that we do some research, come up with a theory, and after 15 years say, no, 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 it is not right. It is another thing. That is not science. That is child's play. Dr.
Yeah,
Singh. Yep.
we'll discuss. So here, Prabhupada is bringing out a very nice point. So here, the yeah, if one knows the absolute truth, then all other things become known. So it's such a profound statement. Prabhupada is also mentioning, I'm not a PhD. It's a lot of scientists are challenging. And so how Prabhupada is able to answer? Because I know Krishna. That's what Prabhupada is telling. So far in this book, when you see, so without any background of any science, I mean, he was not a, Prabhupada was not a scientist. So he was not a like a doctor or a research scholar. So, but for every question that was asked, so Prabhupada was giving a very profound response and with some analogies and also, yeah, he was challenging in a right way so that we could really think. So why? Because Prabhupada is carrying Krishna in his heart, and he was able to, yeah, he was completely guiding, getting the guidance from the Lord. So the person who got the question, God is only giving, Krishna is giving him the question. So Prabhupada is answering by the mercy of Krishna. So it's also mentioned. So when we are in Krishna consciousness, we are not disturbed. Why? Because again, we are constantly in the association of Krishna. We are constantly thinking about Krishna. So we are not alone. So what is the problem? So where is the danger when the Supreme Father is with us? And this is the real knowledge. And Prabhupada is further quoting Srimad Bhagavatam. So the great personalities are talking about this subject matter. So they're saying, okay, based on the Shastra, they understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and they have decided this knowledge of Krishna consciousness is the perfection of life. So none of these colleges, schools, or offices, corporate offices, government offices are teaching us this real knowledge which can make us perfect. And this knowledge which we receive from uh, this great books like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is no research work needed. So everything that is needed is already documented. So we don't need to again do search. There is no research needed. So and Prabhupada is mentioning this is all child's play. So where we do some research and then we come to know, okay, my research is wrong. So we'll further read. Okay, Charu Mataji, you can continue.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dr. Singh, that is how they discover things by research, Srila Prabhupada. And what is the cost of the research? It is a scientific method for drawing money from others. That's all. In other words, it is cheating. Scientists juggle words like plutonium, photons, hydrogen, and oxygen. But what good will people get from this? When people hear this jugglery of words, what can they say? One scientist explains something to some extent, and then another rascal comes along and explains it again, but differently, with different words. And all the time, the phenomenon has remained the same. What advancement has been made? They have simply produced volumes of books. Now there is a petrol problem. Scientists have created it. If the petrol supply dwindles away, what will these rascal scientists do? They are powerless to do anything about it.
Yeah. So yeah, Prabhupada is talking more about the research here. So even it's a true statement if you really see. So Prabhupada was talking about it 50 years back, right? So what is the cost of the research? So Prabhupada is telling it's a way, a modern way of getting money from others. So they just simply get money where so many of us are working so hard and this money is looted for different so-called scientific programs. We'll further see anyway. So it's all cheating. So here Prabhupada is telling, so they are very good at speaking with different kinds of jargons. So in Kali Yuga especially is very normal because people are very effective in doing word jugglery. So they're expert in Shabda Chapalya. And because of this, we get attracted also most of the times. And so yeah, they talk something which is not clear to the common people, and then we think, oh wow, they have so much of knowledge, and then we get attracted to them, and then we get trapped into this the cycle of material science and science, what to say, the discoveries that they make. Um, yeah, and also we also see in the field of science, so many times they come up with some theory, and after some years or a decade, they say, okay, our observation is wrong. Now we have more advanced apparatus, so we found new discovery, and this is right. And again, after a few years, they'll say, okay, that observation is wrong, and this is right. And this is what Prabhupada is mentioning. So they have made what advancement they have made. So they just try to write volumes of books talking about some theory, and then again writing new volume of book talking about, okay, the old theory was wrong and the new theory is right. So this is what it is about. Um, yeah, but they're not here. Prabhupada is talking about a very specific problem. So the petrol problem. So with all these volumes of book, can they create petrol? No. So we have to depend on the nature. So as long as things are there, we're just using and we're creating some theories just to cheat people and then yeah exploit people. But they're not really thinking about the real problems. Yeah, I agree, Prabhu. Can continue.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Then Pranam.
The $1 billion dust heap. Srila Prabhupada, now there is a scarcity of water in India. But what are the scientists doing about it? There is more than enough water in the world. So why don't the scientists bring water where it is urgently required? They should employ irrigation immediately. But instead they are going to the moon, the dusty planet, and to make it fertile. Why don't they irrigate this planet? There is plenty of seawater. So why don't they irrigate the Sahara or the Arabian or Rajasthani desert? Yes, they say in the future. We are trying. In their pride, they immediately say, yes, yes, we are trying. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that when one is engaged in the business of satisfying unnecessary desires, he becomes bereft of all intelligence. Kamais dhasthair kritanyanaha. This moon project is childish. Those who aspire to go to the moon are like crying children. A child cries, Mother, give me the reason. Mother, give me the moon. So the mother gives the child a mirror and says that here is the moon, my dear son. And the child takes the mirror and sees the moon in it and says, oh, I have the moon. Unfortunately, this is not just a story.
Yeah. So again, it's a very nice thought, profound thought, which yeah we all feel so proud when there is some someone goes to moon and lands there, or some satellite or some things are landed on the moon. But Prabhupada is really saying there are a lot of problems that we need to solve on this earth. So Prabhupada is here talking about the scarcity of water, and there is many problems like poverty. Some people are really having challenges. So what they're all doing instead of solving the problems here and making this life better place, I mean, making this planet a better place to live. So they're just focusing on going to moon, right? So, so this the moon project, of course, yeah, we'll discuss further. So they're just going to the moon planet and they're just getting trying to research what is there in the moon planet rather than really bring in water in the place. There is so much of problem. So like deserts, Prabhupada is mentioning few deserts, and they're saying, yeah, we'll try, but they're not really solving those problems which are really evident. And this what is mentioned like, so they are bereft of all the intelligence because they're simply trying to fulfill their desires and they're trying to prove that they're right and they're trying to get the fame or whatever. And this project Prabhupada is calling this a childish project. So, and Prabhupada is giving a very funny example like how a child is looking moon and then asking for a moon. And mother gives a mirror and say, okay, this is your moon. So we can see the moon there. And the person is happy. So similarly, we might also have a moon project in our life. So we're also doing so many things. We're forgetting about the real problems and we're so busy and then we're saying, okay, we'll solve the problems. So yeah, we can also see how our life is moving. Are we also going for moon, or are we solving the problems on the earth in our own life? Sindhu Mataji, you can continue.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Pranams.
Krishna, then Pranam.
Hare Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada, that means that for their child is from there?
No, here, Karandara. Are you on my screen? Yeah.
Yeah, one second. Yeah. Karandara, after spending all that money to go to the moon and bring back just a few rocks, the people on the space project decided that there was nothing more to do there. Brahmananda Swami, now they want to go to another planet, but they are short of money. Going to other planets cost millions and billions of dollars. Srila Prabhupada, people work very hard while the rascal government takes taxes and spends money unnecessarily. There should be no sympathy when so much hard earned money comes from the public and it's spent so foolishly. Now the leaders are presenting another bluff. Don't worry, we are going to another planet. Now we shall bring more dust. We shall bring tons of dust. Oh, yes. Now we shall have tons of dust. Dr. Singh, they believe there may be life on Mars. Srila Prabhupada, they may believe or not believe. What is the difference? Life exists here, but people are fighting. So suppose there is life on Mars. There is life on Mars, undoubtedly. But what will we gain from this? Dr. Singh, people are curious to know what is going on there. Srila Prabhupada, that means that for their childish curiosity, they must spend vast sums of money. Just see the fun. And when they are asked to help one of the many poverty-stricken countries, they say, no, no money. Do you see?
Yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah, if we really relate to all the huge projects that we see in this world, so much of money. So Prabhupada is also mentioning here. So all this money is nothing but the money of the people. So they're working so hard. So they're paying taxes to the government, and government is spending all this money. Most of the, I mean, there's a huge sum of money which is going on this to this project. And what did we get in return? So Prabhupada is telling, so they'll bring some few rocks. So maybe some sand, some dust from the moon, and then they also put an exhibition, of course. And what is the real benefit for the humanity? No idea. So only the Moon Project team might know. So and then now Prabhupada is telling, so I mean, so they're also looking for other planets. So they want to go to Mars. So but what happens if they go to Mars? Again, they'll get some other things which is not really useful. So though they're trying to see if there is life on Mars, so Prabhupada is telling, okay, whether there is life on Mars or not, how is it going to help us? So with this body, we cannot stay there. So this body is not meant to, I mean, live in other planets. So this is designed for the inhabitant of the earthly planet. So what is the purpose? While there are so many things that we could improve in this planet. So, and also we see so many people are curious to go there. And why? Again, no idea. So there is no purpose behind all these things. And this is what Prabhupada is telling. So because of this childish curiosity, they're spending a lot of sums of money. So just because also we see, so some child wants to get something very costly. So just because the parents have money, so they're also just spending money because of the child's curiosity. And this is how it is looking like. Whereas when there is a real need for many countries, instead of spending this money and just wasting all the money, so if it is used for other countries which they really need some support, so that would have helped so many people, and so many people would have a better lives. But then they're saying, yeah, we don't have money. So, but then they have money for spending for things which are not giving any purpose. So, yeah, Charu Mataji, would you like to continue?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Sankhya Philosophy and Modern Science. Dr. Singh, Srila Prabhupada, maybe hear a little bit about Sankhya philosophy. Srila Prabhupada. There are actually two kinds of Sankhya philosophy. The ancient Sankhya philosophy, originally taught by Lord Kapila Deva, and the modern Sankhya philosophy, taught more recently by the atheist Kapila. Lord Kapila's Sankhya explains how to become detached from the matter and search out Lord Vishnu within the heart. This Sankhya is actually a process of devotional service. But the modern Sankhya philosophy simply analyzes the material world into its various elements. In that respect, it is just like modern scientific research. Sankhya means to count. We are also Sankhya philosophers to some extent because we count the material elements. This is land, this is water, this is fire, this is air, this is ether. Furthermore, I can count my mind, my intelligence, and my ego. Beyond my ego, however, I cannot count. But Krishna says that there is something beyond the ego, and that is the living force. This is what scientists do not know. They think that life is merely a combination of material elements. But Krishna denies this in Bhagavad Gita 7.5. Apareyam itastvamnyam prakritim viddhi me param jiva bhutam mahabaho yadedam daryate jagat.
So here Prabhupada is talking about the Sankhya philosophy, and also, there is one atheistic Sankhya philosophy, and Prabhupada is trying to further explain how the atheistic Sankhya philosophy and modern science are one and the same. But here, so Prabhupada is also talking about the original Sankhya philosophy, so taught by Kapil Dev, son of Devahuti. So, and whereas there is another Kapila, so who is an atheistic Kapila, so he's only talking about matter. But what is the purpose of Sankhya Yoga? So it is to finally understand that I am related to the Supreme Lord. So I look for the search of the Lord. So that Sankhya is just talking about to understand this nature, and then how our body is made and who is the owner of this body. So that 24 elements which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also. And finally, understanding that I'm not this body and I'm the soul and there is Lord, and what is the relation between me and the Supreme Lord. So this should be the ultimate goal of the original Sankhya philosophy. But what is this, the atheistic Sankhya philosophy talking? They're simply talking about the material elements, and they're talking about all this Panchamahabhuta. So they're also talking about material elements, and they cannot go beyond the false ego, the subtle elements. But then this is not what Bhagavad Gita is teaching us. So beyond the 5 gross elements and 3 subtle elements, so there is something called Jiva Bhuta. So Krishna is telling beyond this. So in previous to this shloka, so Krishna is talking about the 8 separated energies. Bhumi, Rapo, Anla, Vayuhu, Kam, Mano, Buddhirevacha, Ahankara, Ityame, Binna, Prakriti, Rashtata. There are these 8 elements are constituting of material energies. And Krishna is telling beyond this material energy, there is a superior energy of mind, which is Jiva Bhuta. We're all these Jiva Bhuta, living entities. And because of this Jivatma, this whole Jada Jagat, or just matter, dead matter, this material is just a dead matter. It is functioning because of the superior energy. So that's what Krishna is also mentioning in Bhagavad Gita. I don't know, say your name, admin Mataji. So, yeah, so please continue. Yeah, besides this, you're on mute, Madhuri. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'm Srinidhi.
Ah.
Besides this inferior nature, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, there is a superior energy of mind which consists of all the living entities who are struggling with material nature and sustaining the universe. Dr. Singh, are both the inferior and superior energies studied in modern Sankhya philosophy? Srila Prabhupada. No, modern Sankhya philosophies do not study the superior energies. They simply analyze the material elements, just as the scientists are doing. The scientists do not know that there is spirit soul, nor do the Sankhya philosophers. Dr. Singh, they are analyzing the creative material elements. Srila Prabhupada, the material elements are not creative, only the soul is creative. Life cannot be created from matter, and matter cannot create itself. You, a living entity, can mix hydrogen and oxygen to create water, but matter itself has no creative potency. If you place a bottle of hydrogen near a bottle of oxygen, will they automatically combine without your help? Dr. Singh, no, they must be mixed. Srila Prabhupada, of course, oxygen and hydrogen are Krishna's inferior energy. But when you, the superior energy, mix them, then they become water.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is giving all these examples to understand how this world is not going to function without the superior energy. So which is, of course, living entity. So we're all actually doing a lot of things. So otherwise, yeah, it is not possible to possible that everything that is happening in this world is going to function without the superior energy. So and Prabhupada is telling, so modern Sankhya philosophy, so they cannot study beyond matter. So that's why they cannot understand the soul and on the science of soul. So but then so Prabhupada is giving an example how soul is creative. So it's only because of the presence of soul in this body, so we're able to do a lot of actions. And Prabhupada is giving a very practical example where we have two bottles, one with oxygen, one with hydrogen, and without some manual intervention or some higher force, so these two things will not come together. They'll be remaining in the bottles forever. So there should be some superior energy. Because of this, the whole world is animate, and so this doesn't simply happen by matter. So this one example should give us so much of information. So without some energy behind this, so the existence of life is not possible. So though matter is coming together, but there should be some living force. So it's already 7:51, so we should stop here. So today, yeah, probably I'm still the story of Moon Project is running. So we can all see so the Moon Project in our life. So how we're focused on so many things. We're spending so much of energy. So what is it blocking from a real purpose of life? So where we are busy in our life, and because of which we are not able to really contemplate on the purpose of life. Okay, so where is our energy going, so that we are not able to really spend time on the real purpose of life. So in short, what is our Moon Project? Okay, so thank you so much for joining. So we'll meet tomorrow. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna,
Dandavat
Prabhuji.
pranam.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.